Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the strength Buu at his EZA, but now at 100%. So we took a look at him at 55%, it was very interesting to see, but now we're going to take a look at him at 100% in the hidden potential system. The strength Buu is a 100% strength type lead. He greatly raises attack and raises his defense for one turn on his super attack, whilst causing supreme damage to all enemies with a medium chance of stunning. He changes int key spheres to strength key spheres and has attack and defense of 150%. He gets an additional attack and defense of 50% per strength key sphere obtained, and will launch an additional super attack with 5 or more key spheres obtained. When there is another Majin Buu Saga category ally attacking in the same turn, he will reduce damage received by 30%. He will then get an additional damage reduction of 3% per strength key sphere orb obtained with 3 or more strength key spheres collected, however only from the 4th orb. Now honestly, the damage reduction is kind of whatever. The 30% is great. Having a Majin Buu Saga category unit is not hard, so it's pretty achievable. In terms of build, we're going for crit, mainly because crits on those AoE attacks is going to be useful for a lot of content where you see that crit being useful. Otherwise you can go for evasion if you want to go more defensive, or additional if you want to go for a slightly more offensive with a bit of a defensive benefit from the raising defense gain. Now in terms of Link's Innocence, Revival, Master Magic, Majin, Infinite Regen, The Wall Standing Tall, and Fierce Battle are his Link sets, and he's on Artificial Life Forms, Exploding Rage, Full Power, Gifted Warriors, and Human Deeds, Legendary Existence, Majin Buu Saga, Majin Power, Power Absorption, Res Warriors, Storied Figures, Sworn Enemies, Time Traveler, Transformation Boost, and Worldwide Chaos. He is a pretty solid unit. Overall, I will say, in terms of his kit, the difference between 55% and 100% is quite sizable as always, but it mainly affects you depending on the amount of orbs. Remember, he, as we saw in the 55% video, is very dependent on the orbs to change how his stats look. His startup turn defense is not bad, 160, 170k depending on support. But if you get 3 or 4 orbs, that scales hugely. And this is where the stats kick in a lot. This is where that extra dupe kicks in a lot. Because if you pick up, for example, 2 orbs when he's at 55%, you might only gain 80k defense. Whereas when you are at 100%, because you are having the exponential attributes, picking up 2 orbs could give you 95k defense. Or even 120k defense. The difference can be quite big. So it's in those moments where he gets a lot of orbs that you're going to see the biggest improvement in his performance, due to the fact that the orbs nuke and stack and build exponentially based on the previous orb. So it's just something to keep in mind. Now of course it doesn't mean that he's bad in any way, shape or form, but there is definitely a considerable difference between one that gets 4 or 5 red orbs to one that gets no red orbs. It's a very sizable difference. I mean, you can see in this video, in all of these turns, the big difference in the defense and the offensive output. Now defensively, he doesn't have a lot. So his starter turn defense, okay. You need the orbs to kind of give him that good starter turn defense. Even with 30% damage reduction, we're not talking a huge amount of damage reduction. Your best case scenario, honestly speaking, in a turn, on average, is probably around 4 orbs of strength, maybe 5. So the damage reduction is going to be sitting about 36% or so, which isn't bad. And then couple that with his over 400k defense after super with 4 or 5 orbs, and you're sitting pretty good. Now if you don't get those orbs, your defense is going to dramatically drop. Even though he does have damage reduction, 30% damage reduction is not a massive amount. But this guy's got a good kit. He's not designed to be a red zone burster. He's designed to be a SPR, ESPR damage dealer who also can kind of double up as a solid floater on the Majin Buu power team. So someone that can just kind of float, hopefully potentially get enough orbs to make himself defensively viable, and maybe do a little bit of chip damage, or just be able to tank normals quite well, because his after super defense will be good, and he'll have that 30% damage reduction. It's a very interesting situation, but it is one of those situations where, you are going to have to, like I say, you are going to have to consider prioritizing orbs if you want him to function at a high level. You can't just give him no strength orbs and expect him to survive hard content. But if you give him strength orbs, then he definitely can survive hard content. So it is just one of those situations that you need to take a look at. Of course, I think overall he's a lot of fun, and I think he's great for those AoE situations. He is definitely a strong unit in that respect, and I think ultimately I do like that part about him a lot. So it is definitely something, at least from my end, that I think is really, really good. In terms of links, it's standard link set, so Majin, Infinite Regen, Wall Standing Tall, Fierce Battle, all super duper crucial, because he's a good Buu, quote unquote, good Buu unit. He is rocking Innocence, Revival, and Master Magic. All three of those are just very weird links to get on his top teams, unless you're running specifically Majin Buu Saga. If you manage to link him up with another Majin Buu good, or transforming Majin Buu good, or anything like that, then you can get benefits. I think his best linking partner is the standard form of the green tech Majin Buu. So that's kind of like the best one that you can link him with. But overall, a good unit.